All right, this is Luke chapter 23, verses 1 to 12 in 3 minutes. Jesus has been betrayed, arrested, and condemned before the Jewish council. But now they need to bring him before Pilate, the Roman governor. Now, at some point in their history, the power of execution was taken away from the Jewish leaders by the Roman governor in a real power move. It's a kind of thing that tells you the Romans are in charge. We have the power over life and death, not you. The whole picture of the Jewish council going to beg Pilate to put Jesus to death shows their subjugation and need of a Messiah, of a Savior. But they'd rather be slaves to Rome than believe in their Messiah, Jesus Christ. Before the Jewish council, the question is is he the Messiah? Does he believe himself to be? But now, before the Roman governor, the charges are changed because Pilate isn't interested in religious questions, so they trump up these charges against Jesus. 3 things. 1, we found this man misleading our nation. The idea here is he's upsetting the natural order, but this is a lie. Jesus is restoring the right way of following God, not upsetting it. Luke chapter 23:2, forbidding us to give tribute to Caesar. Jesus explicitly says, so tribute here is taxes, and Jesus explicitly says, render to Caesar what is Caesar. In these 2 charges, we see that Jesus, when he suffered for his people, he suffered even to listen to lies and ultimately be killed for lies. And that's an outrageous thing that someone so true would be lied about. Now, the 3rd charge is this, saying that he himself is Christ, a king. Now, the implication here is that Jesus is some violent revolutionary, something that in John's recording of the events, he explains that Jesus' kingdom is not of this world. Now, these charges are ultimately unimpressive for Pilate, for he says, I find no guilt in this man. Oh, Jesus is innocent. He is the perfect, spotless, sinless lamb who would be slain for the sin of the world. Now, Pilate at this point hears that Jesus is from Galilee, and since it is the feast, Herod Antipas is in this town. This is the son of Herod the Great, who rules Galilee in a little strip of land west of the Jordan. Now, we saw him last beheading John the Baptist. Herod questions Jesus. He questioned him at some length, but Jesus, he made no answer. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. And we've seen Jesus leave his opponents again and again speechless with his wisdom and grace. But now he refuses to give any defense so that he could be our defense. He could have argued his way out of the cross, but he willingly lays his life down, suffering so that all who call upon his name could have their sins forgiven by his sacrifice on the cross. See the power and grace and wisdom of Jesus in the gospel.